Hi, it's James here from Hoxton Therapy. Do you have any questions on mental health? Maybe it's something on this video or maybe another video you watched. Write it in the comments section below, and we're going to be going through and looking for questions that we can ask. So maybe your question will be answered in a video in the future. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about why my boss hates me. Does your boss hate you? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video, and that's coming up right after this.
You might often hear someone say, "My boss hates me." I don't know if have you ever heard anyone say that, or have you ever read that?
When I was younger, I mean, the types of jobs I was in, people didn't work very hard. Like sometimes restaurants, and I worked in sales for a while. Oh, he really did hate some good people there. Yeah.
So let's take, for example, someone that comes to me for some counselling, and they say, I'm always trying to find out why they've come, and often people will tell me straight away. Sometimes they won't, but they're basically saying, my boss hates me. Now, he's making my life feel miserable. He's making me feel miserable. How do I approach that? Well, first of all, I'm thinking, well, it's a bit of an exaggeration, because hate is a very, very strong word. It's where there's a very strong emotional investment. Same with love. You know, you wouldn't expect your boss to love you. So is it really true that your boss hates you? I may not be saying all this to this person.
Oh, that's what you're thinking.
But that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You know, like, if you like, this is a bit over the top.
Hyperbole, maybe.
Hyperbole, yeah. And then, of course, someone might not say, my boss hates me. They might say, well, my boss has got it in for me. How does he do that? So I try to find out more about the story. Everyone's got a story. Well, when I walk past my boss in the corridor, he doesn't look at me. So, and you can have two opinions about that. You can say, well, what should the boss look at you? You know, maybe your boss has got something else that he's thinking, that he or she is thinking about. Maybe you have a big need for recognition. I want to be seen, literally. So I find out more about what's going on the surface. And of course, there are bosses who, I mean, no one's perfect, are they? But there is such a thing as a good boss, and a boss that's not really quite as good. So there are bosses where they won't communicate well with the employee. They won't be clear in their communication. They won't let the employee know how they're doing, for example. Even though there might be some appraisal system set up, you know, 6 monthly appraisal, what have you. The boss might be being perceived as having favourites. You know, well, how come he gives all the juicy work, that the great assignments to those team members, and I'll get all the ones that are boring and tedious? Is that happening? Is it really true that it's happening? Maybe so. So I'm not at all against the idea of having a discussion with your boss about it. And that in itself might feel quite difficult. Because if I need to go to my boss or someone, you know, might be some other area of life too. If I need to go to someone and say, look, I have a dissatisfaction about how you are around me, that it can take, you might say, courage. It can take, you might say, confidence to do that. So then the question is, well, how much confidence, how much self-value has that person got that would enable them to go to their boss or whoever it is and say, I'm not happy about how things are going, or I'd like things to go more smoothly between us. Is it okay with you if we have a discussion about that? Because at the moment things are affecting our working relationship that are getting in the way of me working productively. That's a nice way of putting it.
That is actually. Yeah.
Which incidentally is language that a lot of people haven't got. You know, and this is another subject now of assertiveness training. This is where assertiveness training comes in, which is something I've done a lot of. It's basically helping people with the language of expressing dissatisfaction, wishes, requests, apologies, compliments. And often people avoid doing any of that because they don't know how to say it. The only words they can think of is, forgive the swear word, you're pissing me off. You know, now I can't go into my boss's office and say, you're pissing me off. You know.
Can't you?
Well, maybe so.
Well, I said to my boss one day, I said, and it's really pissing me off.
Yeah. But what I'm noticing, James, is what you just said. You just said, it's really pissing me off. What you didn't say is, you didn't say, you're pissing me off.
Well, he was okay. My boss is all right, but it's my manager who's below him, and the situation he was putting me in was pissing me off. And I had to say to my boss, who's above my manager, this is what's going on.
But someone put you in that situation. Didn't they? It's ultimately people that piss us off, and not situations. We think it's you know we think it's a situation. I hate my job. No, you hate your boss. I hate this room. I'm angry with this room. No, you're not. You're angry with the person who said you've got to work in this room. I'm angry with that plant. No, you're not. Etc. etc. You're angry with the person who doesn't water it. And this is avoidance, you know, and because we don't have the skills or the confidence to confront people about things.
And it's so hard to do it in the workplace because you say one thing wrong, and then there's gossip, and then something happens in the political landscape in the office, and then you're excluded, you know, from conversations and things like that.
So far we've been talking about, if you like, the surface or the visible. You know, what is it that we do, and then what is it that stops us doing what we need to be doing. Now there's a whole other zone which I'm thinking of in a counselling session. I'm thinking also what is going on in the zone that we don't see, which is the internal world, the internal space, the mind and soul of the client who's the employee who's come for counselling. And and then I'm into the stuff of therapy that I bring, that I try and help people sort through with any problem. So someone comes with a work-related stress. Underneath that, they may have the same dynamics and difficulties inside them as someone coming with a problem that on the surface looks totally different. Is a relationship problem with my ex-wife, or a difficulty with an illness, or a difficulty in sex, for example. You know, you might say, well, they're all the separate problems, but ultimately, I'm always interested in what's going on inside the person. So, taking this example, what did we say? My boss hates me. Well, I mean, do you hate yourself? Well, no, of course not. You know, I mean, many, not everyone, but many people will say, no, I don't take myself. But it's, if you like, it's shame that's a very difficult thing that goes on inside people that stops them from valuing themselves.
Hi, so I hope you enjoyed that video and you got something from it. If you didn't, leave a dislike or maybe even just like the video. But more importantly, if you've got a question on mental health, maybe it's not related to what you were just watching, maybe there's something else that's been burning inside you for a long time that you just need answers on, but you can't go to therapy for whatever reason, then leave your question in the comment section below and we will try our best to answer your question, whether it's in written form in the comments, or maybe it's a short video on Instagram or a longer video on YouTube. Whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is you want to ask us, leave a comment below and we will try our best to answer your questions in future videos. So whatever you do, please like this video, comment if you liked it, leave a dislike if you didn't like it so we know if you didn't like it, and until next time, stay safe out there. It's like COVID-19 at the moment.